Sweet. Okay. All right, so we're at 13 here. This one's at 20. So, or no, we'll go to 17. You know, I learned how to bike when I was 2 years old. I grew up in the South on a ranch down in Central Texas, and we didn't have any paved roads on the ranch. Never had training wheels, nothing. Just they sent me down the road and I picked it up like nothing, started riding. And then over the years, you know, I kept getting bigger, riding new stuff. Never really raced because I lived in the sticks, kind of in Texas. There's no mountain biking out there. it's just the ranch. So. Perfect. Now we're back at 20. Oof, we're down at 10 on this one. After that, when I moved to Colorado, I kind of got out of the biking. Just I didn't have time with middle school and that school that I was at. But once I got to high school, I was looking at new sports to try because I was tired of not doing anything. You know, it's like I like moving. I like being active. I've always been a pretty hyperactive person and had a lot of movement and just like things that I needed to, like ways I needed to express myself through my like body and self and just like movement in general. And so like living a pretty sedentary lifestyle was just not fulfilling for me. But here, just grab a handful of front brake, lean forward, give yourself a little twist, and then the bike comes around. So the problem is just staying centered as you do it. But you know, we're getting there. Like you put a ramp down, you can gap. I say go off, floor down, put a ramp down, gap over. You can land on top of this generator. And it's just a fat drop after that, but you know, that's why you do your push-ups. Oh. I was looking at new sports to try, and my mom showed me the catalog on my new high school's website for all the different clubs and sports, and I was like, mountain biking club. You know, I used to love mountain biking. Let me give it a try. I went to the first practice before school even started. I didn't have the right kind of bike at all. I remember I was going up, I made it like all the way to the first big hill, and I made it like a quarter of the way up, and I saw the rest of it just like this insurmountable like giant mountain in front of me, and I made it to the top. And when I got to the top of that and started riding down, and then I felt the gratification and the joy that brings. I caught the bug, definitely. I had no skills, but I trained really hard, so I would just pedal really hard and see what I could do. Crashed everywhere. And you know, halfway through that season, one of my best friends at the time was like, Davis, please, you gotta come with me. We're going to the bike park. I was like, the bike park? That sounds pretty fun. I love bikes, you know? And this was my first introduction to downhill. Now downhill is my true passion and my love, and from then on I started riding downhill every weekend with my friends, and I found more joy racing downhill with the big jumps and large drops and just these super gnarly features. So after that I sold my cross-country bike and my downhill bike and built up a full enduro race machine and fully focused my efforts on racing enduro and downhill. That's kind of what I do now, but love it.
On the descent, you